Oh. Be patient with me, children. Daddy's getting a drink. What am I drinking? That all depends on who wants to pay me money. Tastes good, though. Oh, headphones. Here we go. Oh, we have a picture. Greetings, Internet. My name is Ryan, aka Ryman, and this is our return to Ryman's Bizarre Adventures in Katawa Shoujo. I needed that. Folks, it's been one hell of a roller coaster with this game, with this season, with this girl. But I've been loving every minute of it. And I had to say that as I'm walking into a room with Misha and Shizune. Was this after I had a little tangent on how these two should mind their own fucking business? Who cares who I'm fucking? I don't ask them who they're fucking. I don't want to know who you're fucking. I don't want to know who Misha's fucking. I don't want to know who Misha's thinking of fucking. Let's get off the topic of fucking. Oh god, what the hell's in my eye? Oh god. Alright, we're good. I really have no idea how she's going to take it, nor should we probably care. But you'll find out eventually anyway. If it isn't, it isn't as if it's really her business whom I fuck in any case. Exactly! Ah, yes! Lilly and I are going out now. Alright, so who wants to put in their internet fun bucks right now on what the reaction's going to be? I'm going to bet that Misha's going to go, oh, and Shizune is going to react with ellipses. While Misha receives the news with an enthusiastic smile, Shizune gives a look of mild surprise, somewhat masked by her cool demeanor. Alright, that's what I'm half right. I'm half there. Ellipses. What the fuck? This has to be the most sane and down-to-earth response she's ever given. Whoever you do, it's your business. I hope you two go well together. Why, thank you. Why, thank you. That was actually normal. Misha gives a look that says this is the most quarter I could possibly receive on the matter. That's all I wanted, really. After she says this, though, Shizune begins to sign something else, then stops herself and shakes her head at Misha to prevent her from translating. Normally, I think this is strange enough, but the awkwardly casual wave Shizune gives before walking off with Misha in tow adds to my confusion. Shizune is hardly the kind of person to pull a punch or communicate without forethought. I shrug my shoulders at the duo's odd behavior and look towards Hanako's desk, but see that her chair is empty. She was definitely here before, so I guess she didn't feel like waiting. I'll go grab some food alone then. Walking down the hallway to the unused room that's become a second home to 3 students in particular, I mournfully look down at the plastic-wrapped salad roll and juice box in my hand. What the fuck is wrong with you? You go the fuck back down to that cafeteria and you get bacon. The cafeteria's food is really unappetizing. Maybe I'll consider this my penance for my recent indiscretion. No! Take this from a man who's had trouble chewing solid foods for the last week. You go back down there and you get real food, god damn it! Opening the door, I noticed one less quiet figure than I expected. Oh, it's Lily. It's strange. Despite having known Lily for months, I can't help thinking back to the very first time I opened this door and saw her silently sitting in the sunlight. Just as she did then, she slowly opens her eyes, unmoving as they are, and calmly addresses me. "Good morning, Hisao. What, do you know my scent?" "It's afternoon." It's afternoon, I think. Has Hanako been around? She skidded out of class without me even noticing. Lily cradles her cheek thoughtfully as I take a seat, my bag taking its place against the closest leg of the table, and my unsatisfying meal neatly set out in front of me. She did appear, for a time. She said she had to study for the upcoming exams and left for the library. We find ourselves not entirely believing her words. Well, at least her intentions are in the right place. She is sweet, but she needn't go this far to let us have our space. I might talk to her about it sometime. Yes, we can invite her. Probably for the best. For a while we quietly eat our meals, Lily elegantly nibbling on her sandwiches and sipping her tea, as I eat what tastes like a garden sandwich in dried dough. You chose it. You chose to keep it. You chose to put it in your mouth. The atmosphere feels slightly strained, neither of us knowing quite what to say to each other now that our small talk has dried up. Eventually, we both finish our food, with no conversation forthcoming for quite some time. Eventually, though, Lily's soft voice breaks the silence. A lot happened back there, didn't it? What, at the cabin? Again, silence. We both with both our minds on the same topic, though. I might have feelings on that sorted out. I know everything happened in kind of a hurry, but I don't regret anything that happened in Hokkaido. I don't regret anything that happened in Hokkaido. Not one thing. Hisao. Slightly tense. I take her hands in mine. Have to feel her calm down. Have to settle my own nerves. I stand by my words back there, Lily. I love you, and I won't leave you. I only wish for you to think the same. She silently reflects for a long time, which feels like an eternity. Her reverie comes to an end as she takes one hand from mine, placing it over them as she leans her body and stands out of her chair. After a moment's hesitation, her face slightly pensive, her lips meet mine for a brief moment. Aww. My mind feels as if it briefly stopped at that moment, barely registering Lily sitting back in her chair and smiling back at me, ever so slightly red in cheeks. Hearing that makes me very happy, Hisao. I would be very glad to stay with you. Maybe it would be good to slow things down a bit, compared to before. We still have school, after all, and our exams. She gives a mischievous giggle, which proves to be contagious. I'm sorry, that's my mischievous giggle. That might be a good idea indeed. Do you think you'll fare well in your exams? Fuck no! It's only one day until they arrive, as you say. I probably should have studied more, but I think I got good enough head to manage. That said, I had to bat off Misha and Shizune. Is your class as worried about the exams as mine? She gives out an exasperated sigh, all but confirming it. I'm thankful for the atmosphere becoming a bit lighter. I think so. I've already been asked for help by 2 of my classmates, and there'll no doubt be more. Think of it as your first training in being a teacher, maybe? That's probably a good way to think of it. On that note, how are you faring in your English studies? I remember it was far from your strongest subject, and the few sentences you memorized to speak to my mother aren't likely to help. Damn, right on the mark. You got me. If you don't mind, would you be able to possibly help in that regard, please? It would be my pleasure to help you, Hisao, but in exchange... She lowers her eyebrows at me. Her cockpit nature tentative coming to the fore. No problem at all. You'll probably be better off with some help in your studies, though. Did I miss a line? She beams a smile at me. One of the girlish Did I miss a line? Did I miss a line? No. Okay. She beams a smile at me. One of girlish victory that nearly makes me blush. I get the feeling that she's aware on how to use her face to twist my judgment, so I should probably be more on guard. Here and now, though, a study group seems like an expedient way for both of us to shore up our more lacking skills. The school bell rings out, reminding us that time isn't going to stand still. Huh, lunchtime's over already. I'm sure it's easy to lose track of the time here. This room's so far from the other clubs and activities, not much sound can reach us. That's probably most of the reason why. A place far from all the others, alone with just one person whom she loves. As Lilly stands and collects her bag and cane, my thoughts are cast back to the time we spent in Hokkaido. Before I go, Akira and I are having a homecoming party in my room tomorrow. Will you be able to come? And back again. My schedule is free, so I should be able to make enough room into my study time to make it. Good to hear, Hisao. For what it's worth, I'm glad you're back from Scotland. Once exams are over, we should have more time to ourselves. Holidays soon to start after, too. We can start the holidays with Hanabata. What? Just as we promised at the school festival. She brings her hand to her cheek and laughs slightly nervously, recalling the event as I silently thank myself for managing to remember. It seems odd to see her react in such a way, though it's not like I never saw her embarrassed before. I'd better be going. Farewell, Hisao. Bye! Whether it's out of habit or just a stubborn desire for one small fragment of normality, I hold my hand up in farewell, just as I always do. At least I'm consciously aware that I'm doing it now. I think I'm beginning to see a bigger picture than I ever have before, not only with Lilly, but also my life ahead. The chains of my past are finally breaking. Is this when I can undo the wraps on my forearms and just let them flow in the winds, telling my son I have nothing left to hide? God of War, people. I don't have a son. What is this music? I don't know why, that seemed like a very eerie way to end a chapter. Walking up the now slightly more familiar corridor of the girls' dormitories, that line that can sound very creepy in a different context. I can hear the faint sound of laughter coming from up ahead. It doesn't take long to identify the source as Lily's room, though the deep timbre of the female voice unmistakably belongs not to her, but to her sister. I rap my knuckles on the door with the usual 3 light taps, my hand barely retreating as the door swings open. Hey, Hisao! I heard you bang to my sister! I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how she greeted me. Hey, hello, Lilly. Hanako. Hanako looks up tentatively with her hands buried in her oversized pink nightgown. From her side, Lilly turns sideways towards the direction of my voice and smiles. It would be a flagrant lie to say that I dislike the sight of her in those pajamas. I catch Akira giving me a sidelong look with a knowing grin, to which I reply with a sharp glare. She takes the hint, shrugs, and walks. The stare that says, "I've seen more." She takes the hint, shrugs, and walks back to a low table in the center of the room. As I go to join her, Lilly gives me a nod greeting and starts pouring me a cup of tea. Why am I still laughing about that? My jokes are horrible. It's nice to see you again, Hanako. You've been getting around recently. Lilly wears a look of concentration as the light brown liquid, carefully measured by her finger as always, flows from the teapot into her cup. It seems Hanako has been taking up helping one of the people in your class with the newspaper club. Naomi, I think. Who the fuck is Naomi? Am I even pronouncing that right? I don't care. Kill them. Hanako gives an affirmative nod. Even after spending about 2 months in the class, I still have trouble remembering the names of those students I rarely talk to. I don't think I could remember 90% of the people from my class, So, yeah, I can relate. It takes me a few mental contortions to connect the name with a face, but I eventually remember the girl that sits beside Hanako at the back of the class. Oh. Okay. No one has to die today, okay. False alarm, people. Put away the guns. Naomi, I'm not even going to bother your last name. I'm going to get it wrong. A fairly average-looking girl, except for her bleached blonde hair. Given her upbeat and straightforward personality, Naomi would have been seen as an opening to poach Hanako for a club when she inquired about joining one. Either way, it's nice to see Hanako broadening her horizons. When I first met her, the idea of her joining a club with anyone but Lilly would have seemed utterly laughable. That explains how busy you've been. Enjoying it? It's really interesting. Pain medication, please don't wear off on me now. As always, Hanako is far from being talkative. Oh my god, Hanako would be the greatest fucking, inside reporter. She'd be able to sneak around anywhere, no one would fucking notice her, and she'd get the scoop on everything. Whoa. Some things never change, and it seems that Hanako's personality is one of them. She'll likely always be the one to shy away from being overly social. Warned by the sound of crockery against the table, excuse me, as Lilly gently places my drink in front of me, I thank her and take a long sip. Hanako and Lilly are attending to their own, and Akira's quaffing a mug of strong-smelling black coffee. That ain't coffee. Well, it's not 100% coffee. You're a lucky bastard as so. Huh? I can't help grimacing at her teasing smile, still visible around the edges of the mug pressed to her lips. Seeing my sister in her pajamas, there's a lot of men out there who'd like to be where you are. Right. Sitting in her pajamas. Right. Right. I've seen a lot more than that of her. Not that I'd admit it, because you're a gentleman, I will give you that, but it'd be a lot more than I would have. I would have been the fucking sipping going, her pajamas. Right. Akira. Hey, I'm just teasing. She leans over to me as much as she can, whispering with a sly grin written on her face. And Hanako too, you perv. Okay, I just happened to look over and saw the goddamn face. Akira's awesome. She's up there on top characters. Now to what I was about to do before. Hanako in her pajamas. Just her pajamas. Right. Right. I've seen 2 out of 3 girls in this fucking room naked. Oh god, that's... I know it probably... I can name at least 3 people that I know that could actually say that in a real life scenario. I'm not kidding. I'm not going to name their names, but I know them, where they could be in a room and be like, I've seen a quarter of the people in this room naked. And mean it. Now back to the face. That's awesome. Hey, it was her idea. We both look over to her. Her face turned to the ground and her hands fidgeting in the lap of her nightgown. If it's Hisao, I don't mind. Alright, we are on the premise of accomplishing something. How many women are in this room? 1, 2, 3. We are accomplishing something that, again, I can name only 3 people in this world could have the power to do so. Now, there are children watching this right now, so I don't think I should name what that thing is, but we're on the premise of it. We're knocking on the fucking door! Accomplishing something that only rock stars and professional athletes can do. Easily. Easier than me. Oh, this could be bad. I know Hanako's altogether too innocent to bother reading too much into such a thing. But the expression Akira directs me is positively stormy. Akira, please. It seems Lilly can sense Akira's sudden change in aura just as well as I, even without seeing it for herself. Okay, never mind. She knows I've seen her sister naked. She can smell it. You know when you walk into a room and you look at 2 people who are friends and without anyone saying anything, without anyone having any different body language or whatever, you could just go, y'all fucked. Akira slowly looks away from me, like an attack dog leashed by its owner in the nick of time. I breathe a sigh of relief. I can't think of a more appropriate time to try and change topics than around now. Bullshit, time to bust out the booze. Now when's things gonna get interesting? If you don't mind me asking, Akira, what do you do for a living? I've never seen you out of that suit. Vampire Mafia, Vampire Mafia, Vampire Mafia. thinking about what to do with yourself after school is over, eh? I'm still thinking that. I'm a lawyer, for the most part. I work in the legal department of the Japanese branch of our family's company. The most boring possible answer, I suppose. Law's a pretty dry topic to most people. Kinda. Oi, you're not supposed to agree. Lily gives an amused giggle while holding her teacup and saucer, Hanako quickly joining her. This friendly atmosphere between everyone is something I'd miss while Lily and Akira were on their trip. While the dealings I had with Hanako didn't help, I think just not having Lily around changed the mood. It's nice to be back. I missed you, Hisao. Then you too, Hanako. Oh, we're all gonna fucking hug and it's gonna be goddamn beautiful. Same goes for the both of us. I'm guessing your classmates were happy to see you back. In a manner of speaking, yes. Probably except Kenji. Akira's amused snort shows she's well aware of Lily's attitude towards such figures of speech. I imagine she'd have to be, given how long they've been together. Did you have fun in Scotland? For a moment, I wonder why she's asking. It's been quite a while since they came back, but then I remember everything that happened. We've simply not had time to look back. What with the exams and our sex trip. Lily's face goes distant for a moment, and the fact that Akira's first reaction is to look over her sister, doesn't escape. Take it from the top, Ryan. I know it's late, and I know things are tired. Lily's face goes distant for a moment, and the fact that Akira's first reaction is to look over to her sister doesn't escape me. Nonetheless, she quickly collects herself. It was nice. We hadn't met our family in such a long time, so it was a wonderful reunion. Yeah, I guess that's right. The house being beachside wasn't the best part, though. Wasn't the best part? Read that right, Ryan! Was the best part, though. From her dismissive tone, I get the feeling Akira doesn't like their family as much as Lily does. You only... Whoa, Lily let her Scottish side out for a second. You... I guess that makes sense. You... Collect yourself, Ryan. Fuck. You only like that because you finally had time to play around. Just 'cause I'm the better swimmer. I don't take after the athletic side of our family, that's all. Well, you could take heart in the fact that you got the height genes, at least. And the bust genes, yeah, she is bigger than you. That would be me. I would be the one, like, sipping my drink, leaning over real close and being like, yeah, she's bigger than you. Whether or not that would result in a fist fight is up to you. I could think of worse things that I would lean over and tell someone. Like, for instance, anyone else here go see that, a little story time before we continue. Anyone else here go see the recent Jurassic Park movie? I liked it. You turn your brain off and ignore a lot of things. Anyone can have fun, but, it's fucking dinosaurs. What do you want? Trying to avoid spoilers here, in case you haven't seen it yet. There's a scene kind of near the beginning, not so much anymore. It's kind of more towards the middle anyway. Anyway, there's a supposed really sad scene, right? Like, sad. Like, the dinosaurs are sad. They're like... Anyway, it's supposed to be very sad. And you look around the theater, you can see some people are fucking crying. It was like, oh, it's sad. It's very sad. The dinosaurs are sad. Anyway, you look over, and of course, the nephew and the nieces are crying because they love dinosaurs, and they're like 4 and 8 is some stupid fucking ages I don't keep up with. And that's when you gotta take a little sip of your drink. You gotta lean over to them and whisper in their ears, "It's your fault." So yes, folks, the moral of the story here is, there are worse things you can lean over and whisper into someone's ear than saying that your sister has bigger boobs than you. That's not really the right kind of thing to say around others. That's the best thing to say around me! Though Lilly pretends to scold Akira, she does so with a unmistakably slightly cheeky grin on her face. I doubt Akira really minds that, judging from her nonchalant expression. Well, I don't either. Hanako's looking down and blushing furiously beside me. Yes, Hanako, we're talking about boobs! The sisters' antics aside, their parents really do lead a Borgia's lifestyle. Seems utterly divorced from the life that Lilly and Akira have lived until now. I suppose practicality must have made the decision for them. To come from such a wealthy and well-connected lineage only adds to the almost noble air Lilly seems to have, though. It's a small wonder none of this seems to have rubbed off onto Akira. They really are a little alike as siblings could be. Oh my god, really? Well, he's a fucking... I have to remember, Hisawa's an only child, so I'm assuming that in his head, siblings must all be like alike from each other or some bullshit. Let me tell you, Hisao, they're not. My brother and I couldn't be any further apart. And that goes doubly so for my sister. Their only similarity seems to be their shared confidence, which can both be endearing and a headache at times. Most of the night continues much the same, with Hanako eventually leaving the Satao sisters to me to ourselves as she heads back to her dorm room for a rest. For a while, only with barely audible sound from Lily's teacup and saucer, can occasionally be heard as she slowly drinks. The silence is strained as Lilly and I wait for the elephant in the room to be addressed. What elephant in the room? Oh no, here it fucking comes. We know it. We know it. She knows it. That fucking grin on her face from earlier. She knows it. So, Lilly dutifully puts her cup down, giving her sister her undivided attention. With Lilly and me on one side of the little table and Akira at the other, this almost feels like a judge passing down a verdict. I hear that you two are going out now. You hear... The fucking brother. Shizune's goddamn brother. I'm gonna take that I'm gonna take the ribbon out of his hair and strangle him with it. I glance sideways at Lilly to confirm her as the source of Akira's knowledge. She gives a gentle nod to Akira, which I mirror in affirmation. Deciding this is the proper time and place to do so, and Akira being the closest figure to a parent Lily's had for much of her life, I bow deeply with my hands on the floor before me and my head very nearly the same. I'll take good care of your sister, Akira, I promise you. See, he's a lovely young gentleman. She must have heard my voice coming from a lower position than usual. What do you mean, then you... Head out of the fucking gutter! I slowly bring myself back up. My eyes definitely look to care from under my brow. To tell the truth, I very much doubt my suited judge would raise any objections. She's very definitely the type to make her disapproval with others well known. Something that lends to her a measure of respect in my eyes. The old-fashioned kind, huh? Well, he's the kind of person I guess you go for. What's that supposed to mean? I don't have a problem with it. I wish you two the best. Even if I don't like it, I couldn't really do anything anyway. Damn right? I offer a nod of appreciation to her as Lily gives a small sigh of relief. Likely more out of duty than actual belief Akira might have any problems with us being together. I do wonder, though. Why is the smirk back on her? Oh god, I'm stuck in Scottish mode! How's the rest of the family taking you? Particularly the parts residing at Yamaku. Have you told her? What? Smiles turn to grimaces as Akira grins downright evilly. The closest know-how to a twist of the knife is best after what's going on. Putting up with it may be the best term for the situation. Don't you agree, Hisao? Yeah, that sounds about right. At least she's being reasonable about it. Good to hear. That girl can be a handful at the best of times. We sent a few messages back and forth during and just after the trip, and she was already busting my chops for seeing my boyfriend when we came back, after leaving Hiyaki for so long. I don't remember how to pronounce his fucking name. She really does care for the little guy. I cast my mind back to Shizune's odd reaction after telling her about our relationship, but decided not to bring it up. It's no doubt simply born of their mutual antipathy, and Akira's comments only back that up. Well then, that's settled. Gotta get to work early tomorrow, so I better be off. She rises from her table with a grunt, her hand on her knee to push herself up. I just notice Akira's eyes lingering on Lily for a couple of seconds before turning away as she begins to take her leave. After she walks out the door, she stops and looks thoughtfully before turning to us one last time. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you. You get out of your fucking seats, ladies and gentlemen at home, and you join me in the slow clap. Akira, you're one of the top girls. Probably best side character. One of the top girls. Don't be a fool and wrap your tool. I gag violently on the tea in my mouth. Contrary to my own, Lily's composure holds perfectly as she seems to entirely unfazed. I'm kind of impressed. Okay. The cat is just out of the bag. We are, don't worry. Atta girl, sees you. This had to be like one of the best conversations I've had in this game. And with that, she turns and strides away. A hand held up high, she disappears into the darkened hallway, closing the door behind her. Wait a minute, did we use protection? I don't remember. The most reaction I can... The most reaction I can muster was flopping forwards onto the table, completely drained of energy and truly exhausted by her. Lilly's ability to hold her own against that suited devil is something I admire. She really is incredibly blunt. I don't think I'll ever be able to keep up with your sister's energy. As I feel Lily's soft hand come to rest on my own, I roll my head to the side to see her gently smiling. For a long time, we simply sit beside each other silently. Given her unquestionably unusual height, she is pretty much exactly as tall as I am. Probably a couple of centimeters higher, if anything. You short mother. Like this, she appears even taller. The feeling of her pale, soft hand against mine is a pleasant one. It's as if the sight of the thin silken pajamas she wears, showing her curves and collarbone. Oh, that collarbone! You do get on well, though, even if you do say that. I guess. You know, you two are a lot more alike than I first thought when I met you. Then it's a good thing I quickly stopped you from going after her, isn't it? Well, who knows? There's probably some secret routes that no one's ever found in this game. I'll do digging later. Though she jokes about it, my assessment in my ability to keep up with Akira, either physically or mentally, was quite in earnest. Lily's slow-paced and ladylike, almost motherly. Nature is perhaps the single thing that's helped me My brain lapsed, I'm sorry. Lily's slow-paced and ladylike, almost motherly nature is perhaps the single thing that helped me the most in my first weeks at Yamaku. Come to think of it. Wait. Since when were we using... We weren't! Oh my god, I remembered correctly! My thoughts just went back to the bathtub. It's like, wait a minute. I don't remember bringing a condom with me to the bathtub. Who does that? And you don't use protection. You don't use condoms when you're going at it on the world's ugliest futon. As I give a curious look to my side, Lily's cheeks puff out as she huffs at me. Unlike you, I remembered. The packet in the cupboard next to the sink. So I'm not the only one of us who takes a pill. In hindsight, I feel rather thoughtless for not remembering it all and leaving it to Lilly. Oh, that okay. Okay, I'm just gonna take a drink to shut up. Looking over the cupboard, she mentions, I notice again the knee-high pile of books around us that were here the other times I visited. For the most part, they're lined up against the wall to give a little more room around the table. Why don't you get a bookshelf for your books? It's odd to see books just piled around, especially given that your room looks so neat and orderly otherwise. They're easier to find this way. I know exactly which pile each book is in. Wouldn't you still know after putting each set on a different shelf? That may be, but she totally never thought of that. She's not immune to the bouts of laziness after all. You have so many of them, it's kind of a shame that we can't share our books sets despite us both reading so much. She gives a short giggle. Come to think of it, why do you order your books through Yuko? I imagine there'd be plenty of sites that could... How did you just ask Lilly to go on to the interwebs? Sal, I know I suffer from the problem of shooting off my mouth before my brain is fully loaded, but come on. I imagine there'd be plenty of sites that you could order books in Braille from, especially in English Braille. There's a lot of text-to-speech programs, too. She turns her head slightly away from me, which strikes me as somewhat surprising. I'm just not all that good with computers. I'm alright with typewriters and braillers, but that's about it. Okay, that's fine. You can save your progress in the you can save your progress in the police station. We all need that skill. Her tone almost makes me chuckle. She's a prideful person, so admitting something like that must be difficult. So, Lily's a low-tech kind of person. Given her old-fashioned personality, it's not really a stunning surprise. I wouldn't worry about it. A lot of people aren't really that good with them. I'm not, says the amateur YouTuber. So it's not that unusual. That unusual? Now she's even more depressed. It feels like I'm twisting the knife rather than healing her wounds. With a bit of squirming, I shuffle my way closer to her, tentatively putting one hand around her waist to hug her. I'm still not really used to this kind of physical affection, but Lily seems to like it. I know I'm not. The last person who tried to hug me, I actually almost strangled them. Out of a reflex. I meant to push away, but the hands went toward the neck. Ah, it's precious. Lily smiles as she turns to face me, a kiss being the reward for giving it to her. She draws me in, brushing my upper lip with hers before pressing it against both. This way, every one of my senses is filled with her. The barely imperceptible scent of her hair, her taste as her tongue fleetly touches mine, the tenderness of her lips, the image of her filling my mind, the total silence apart from her faint breath. We may have kissed before, but even if this is more a kiss of simple affection than anything, it's still a new and pleasant sensation. Judging from her vivid blush as she pulls back, it's obvious she feels the same as I do. Even if we're entirely alone, it still feels a little embarrassing to open up to each other this much. If we take everything day by day, I think that would be for the best. Small steps, right? Yeah, just small steps. We have plenty of time to be together, even after the school year is over. As long as we move together, I think everything will work out okay. Neither of us is going anywhere soon, after all. Someone's gonna fucking die. For now, I'm just thankful for this small moment in time we can spend together. And that's the end of another chapter, boys and girls. Did I wake up in a dungeon? No, this is for the nurse's office. Oh, God, it's been a while. Anyway, folks, I think I'm going to wrap things up there. I think we made a lot of progress and we all grew as people. And we all established that Akira is one of the best characters in this game. So, folks, if you enjoyed watching / listening to me fumble my way through this wonderful, bizarre adventure, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I just had the thought that this has to be probably one of the more out-of-place playthroughs I have on my channel. I have Katawa Shoujo, and then what else do I have? I have war! And horror! Oh my, nah, it's not so strange. That just makes me variety. Anyway, I gotta get going. My mouth is starting to hurt. I want you guys to stay awesome out there. Adios, and remember, use protection.